I've solved 1,200 Leetcode problems, so should be a nice little fun one. I think I'm not gonna do the speedrunning Neetcodes list, although I really should, but I also want to become top 1%, and that's not gonna happen solving baby easy problems. So we're gonna go ahead and crank this up for a bit, for like an hour. And we'll start off with an easy-ish one, 1500-ish, and just see if we can solve it. I have not solved it before. Looks like we did. I think I did this one, Zor Beauty. I think I've done that one. Feels familiar. Nope, hasn't. Okay, cool. Go ahead and do that one then. You were given a zero index array nums. The effective value of three indices I, J, and K is an OR with an AND. The Zor Beauty of the array is the zoring of the effective values of all possible triplets of indices I, J, and K. Okay. Well, off the bat, because this one is so like, I guess one person online, I guess it's me. But I think because this problem is an easy one or tagged as easy, I think this is probably just brute force, try every combo, but we're just gonna go ahead and look more. This is the OR, yep, this is the AND, I knew that, but I don't know what this is. ORs of the array is zoring the effective values of all the possible triplets. Return the Zor Beauty. Okay, the Zor all the effective values. So we need to get all the effective values on here. And then we need to Zor all of them together. So okay, how do we get the effective values of all possible triplets? Well, that would be, let's see here, I, J, and K. We just have to run this on every one. Let's actually see what this is. We have 10 to the 5th. Ooh, that's kind of brutal because we can't actually go through this on all of them if it's 10 to the 5th. So printing out all effective values. We have 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, yeah. So it looks like this. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Trying to think about this for a bit. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Glump. What is up? What's up? Wanted to I was gonna message you about that coaching stuff. Also, I guess to see what's up, what's happening with you. See if you want to call sometime. But I think like the plan is that like my current plan is like going, I guess like kind of full-time ish into like this business thing and doing Leetcode or system design or whatever, and then also like with this probably try getting top 1% in Leetcode, and then maybe doing like JavaScript stuff. So I was thinking, I don't know, but top 1% I think that's the goal. Yeah, so just get to Leetcode Guardian basically. You down for a co-stream? Nice. Cool. I think it'd be cool too to I'm trying to think of what we could do for as an idea. I don't know. Trying to think about what people would want to see. Anyways. Because there is the like the lecture stuff. Like there's like the lecture stuff. If you wanted to lecture, I don't know if you are like teach something, and then there's like the interview stuff, which I think would help people. Both would help people. Yeah. So how many people are on here actually? Oh shoot, I was not looking at my YouTube stream also. Okay. 7 people in total. I don't know if it's from YouTube or what, but let's look at this problem too. I need to do way more interviews also. That's another thing. Ugh, there's like so much. There's just so many like content ideas to do. It's really hard to pick one. Really, really hard to pick one. It's only so much time in the day. Okay. Anyways, all right. What's this? Effective values. The lecture stuff is probably more useful, but it gets less traction for what I've seen. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Because like one thing I'm caring less about is the views, like in just overall, and I'm trying to think of like basically how helpful something would be, and then um and like obviously like who's gonna be watching that video, and like is it gonna convert and things like that, like convert um into a client basically. But so like I care overall less about views. Like I'm not trying to go viral, but like if I can help somebody like learn something, like that's probably like they're probably gonna always remember that. Like the person who taught you like Dijkstra's algorithm for like the first time, like you're probably always gonna remember them because they like saved your life or whatever. So that's like the kind of thing that you want, I think, is just like that. And oh, actually, you know what? Thinking about like content stuff, because I know my content brain's on, but like one thing that would be really cool, or at least maybe a series that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna think about it and just kind of decide on like how hard is this gonna be to do. But like, um, I'll actually okay. There's several ideas. One is that. Oh, wait, is my internet even on? Why is it like taking 8 years for this to load? Oh my God. Okay, whatever. I just won't even show it, but whatever. So like I feel like in the competitive programming space, there's like no tutorials. Like nobody actually puts in like a lot of work to draw out how do you actually solve something for competitive programming. And I think there's like a really, really big gap for that. Although I don't even think that gap is kind of like worth like I think the need is there from what I can tell. Like just looking at all of these like solutions, it's like so bad when you look at people at the top. And bro, look how many contests I haven't done. Oh my God. But we're gonna change that. We're gonna do contests every time. But yeah, all these problems just have like the worst. They just have like the worst solutions. And like there's not even video solutions on them. So I think there's a massive gap for people who want to like improve at Leetcode and want like tutorials on these problems. Like for sure. Now that said, I don't know if anyone would actually pay money for it, but I think that's something that I think like I mean it would totally help people just like looking at how the solutions to these. Same thing with Chi does. I mean he does them on live streams, but like there's no YouTube, so it kind of just dies out. Um, and then but what I want to do is maybe just go through Neatcode 150, just put that in like a 4 hour video of like just Neatcode's list, because all of them are kind of like scattered as the videos, but like you could probably just tag off of this and just solve all these and put a tutorial out for all of them. I think that would do super well based off of what I'm seeing. Anyways, I'm yeah doing that content stuff, but I have a lot of ideas that I want to do. I'm trying to pick which one I guess is going to be the most helpful, and then um in the short term too is also going to allow me to eat food and like survive. Yeah, eat food and survive. I used to do tutorials for contests and hard questions when I started posting. I think there's probably something there. I think there for sure is. Yeah, I mean I think so. Just because like I look at the tutorials that are out, and one they're really really hard to find, or they're just like kind of hard to understand. Yeah. It's just like the thing too, right? Like if somebody helps you, like you kind of just like if you help people all the time with your tutorials and they look forward to it, you get like a really big brand off of that. It's very valuable too. It's very valuable, just like being able to help somebody. Now that said, this is less valuable because like what Nico did is his thing was for getting people jobs, and so like there's obviously a value tied associated with the job. Obviously, value associated with the job. So like Leetcode, can rake in being like a millionaire off that. But people who want to be good at competitive programming, who knows? They they could just be like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, how do we solve this? It's gotta be some tricks. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Let's see. Observations. This is probably the bit manipulation part. It's probably a big observation in this problem. The ORing, the fact that if you OR a number, whichever one has the most bits is the one that gets taken. Oh. If you and a number, brute force would say we try every combo. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, but that's too slow for 10 to the 5th. It's way too slow. 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1. Bro, these bit manipulation problems. These bit manipulation problems. Another thing I want to do is put out a like my own kind of roadmap that looks like this, but just like change the problems and then add in a couple more patterns because I think that's a weak point in Leetcode's list. And for some reason, I think people really like the roadmaps. So it started with line 75, and then Leetcode took line 75 and he created like his own thing. And then I guess Striver also made his own list kind of after this happened. But I think roadmaps are kind of what people really like for whatever reason. And so that's probably like another big thing that's worth testing, at least worth testing for sure, to see if people like how much people like roadmaps. And like BetSimp has his roadmap, the classic BetSimp roadmap. I need to probably spend some time like making my own, which it'll just be like very similar to this, but just break out a couple patterns and then just pop it out, bring it out for free. I don't know how hard this would be to, probably not hard to code for sure, right? Doesn't even need to be an actual like graph that you can like click on either. You could just have it as like a paper. And then there's also like beyond Leetcode too, because this came out. I mean, Leetcode probably put this out like 4 years ago, but I think tech interviews have gotten harder. So, dang, I cannot get this problem though. It's something with the fact that when you OR things together, it gets bigger. Are there possible duplicates running into? Oh my god. Effective values of all possible triplets. Num1, num2, ORed, and then AND them together. Take the bigger, the most bits of the two, setting the bits. This one would only delete numbers, delete values. And I can't just go through every possibility. That will not work. The only ideas I can think is if we just say if one's bigger or not, then we kind of already know and we don't even need to bother with the other ones. Maybe this is a sorting problem. Maybe it's a sorting problem. You sort them and then... No, but that doesn't do it. That won't do it. will not do it. So even if you do this, like what I would like to do is just say, oh, okay, we have 2 and 5. And then we kind of already know what these are going to be. But we don't really. Really doing bit manipulation problems. Apparently this one's like easy too. And I don't think it's DP. Is this one also like, what contest was this one in? What number are we at? This one does not seem like an easy problem. We're at 3,300. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know if I'll be able to solve this. I guess we're gonna find out though, but XOR is not gonna do anything crazy. Or an and. Pick 2 values to do or with. But then if I know if this one's the biggest one, that it's or could potentially be the biggest. But not really, because you can have it in different places. Is there a way I can check for the places that it occupies? Not even if I put it into a hash map. Would I know what places it's occupying? So we can mark. But it could still potentially grow. But then shrink by whatever the and is. So it grows and then shrinks by whatever the and is. So it means it's always dependent on what the and is. Actually, it cancels out. It cancels out because when you and this, it's actually bound by whatever this number is. These numbers don't matter. I mean, they do unless they're like less than it. They do unless they're less than it. Okay, my camera died. Camera stopped. Thanks for the follow. Don't think I saw your name. Yeah, I think it disappeared too. It was like Memorial or something. I was trying to fix the camera. But thank you, thank you. Okay, yeah, so this one, it is capped by this, whatever the K is. So that's good-ish. And then this one's going to be capped by whatever the larger of this one is. Still not quite there yet, but I think this is a pretty big observation, which is that they're limited. This is as big as it can go. And so, for example, if this one is K, then I know that it can only be 1, 0 is the max that it could ever be. It cannot be any bigger than 1, 0. And then so I kind of know the answer for this one for all of these. It would just be 1. And even if you combined it, it wouldn't matter. Case where it would matter is if it's really big. In which case, then it's fine, but then you need 2 of them. Two of them. Two of them, two of them, two of them. And the bigger of the two. So then you get capped. No, but you'd combine them. Hmm. What if you generate all the pairs of I and J ORed together? What's the time complexity of that? So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So you need to do the same with these. That's oven squared. I don't know a way to get it faster. Because there's this. But then you still need this one. And sliding window doesn't really make sense here. Don't think it's prefix sums. Maybe it is some kind of like prefix sums, but like a bit manipulation, like prefix sum. Tough, 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 tough. Tough, tough, tough. Bitwise or bitwise and. The triplets with their corresponding effective values are listed 0, 0, 0 with an effective value of 1, and ORed with 1, and it with 1. What's a 1? We have 1 and 1, and it with a 4, and it with a 4. Okay, wait. The bits with an and, it's not even, they only get set if they're matching. Only get set if they're matching. I wonder if it's something where you're creating some kind of map. Some kind of map of them, but I don't even see like a 0 place, 1 place, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then you just match all the numbers that like are there. Or whatever. Then you go one by one. I don't even understand what this is asking. Hexmos. This is asking you to run some kind of equation. You have to run this equation on every single index. And I know what XOR is, but I have no idea what XOR beauty is. Yeah, I mean, it says that it's the effective values of all possible triple indices. But basically what this question is asking you to do is for every single combination of numbers, like indices, you need to generate like all of their outputs of these values. So like this, this one is number 1, whatever, number 2, whatever, and then ANDed with number 3. So you have number 1 ORed with number 2, and then number 3 ANDed with number 3. Then once you do that, you'll get a value. And then you'll do this equation on all possible indices: 0, 0, 0 index, 0, 0, 1 index, 0, 1, 0 index, 0, 1, 1 index, right? And so on, inputting them for the values of I, J, and K. And then you will XOR all of these together. Once you have generated all these numbers, XOR them together. And yeah, constraints on this are 10 to the 5th though. So like the brute force way, you would just generate all these possible values, but that's too slow to do. I think it'd be O of n cubed, probably. Oh, did my camera, it said I was doing a thumbs up again. Nice. Cool. Cool. Look at that sound. All right. But yeah, I guess we're gonna call it on this one. Not sure how to do this. It's hooray math and bit manipulation. So bit manipulation is not my strongest suit. Try to simplify the expression. And like, I feel like simplified, I thought it was just like they're bounded by this number. That's the only thing I could think of. They're bounded by whatever this is. And so it's like whatever's the bigger of these two. That's as much as I can simplify it. Try constructing the answer bit by bit. Based. This is also, I think, bit by bit. This is what I was trying to do with this. Was isolating the bits and maybe trying to do something there. Like for each of you have all IJ pairings that get XORed together, what happens? If you have all IJ pairings that get XORed together, I don't know. I don't see anything that happens if you have a K. It's going to be whatever the maximum values here, I guess. They match. We'll look at the solution, I guess. I think too, one thing I've actually looked at though is I think what people are doing is like getting hints as an operation XOR is its own inverse. I don't know what that means. It's its own inverse. I was looking at what people, I think people are using ChatGPT to get hints when they do these Leetcode problems. So you might be able to say something like, I don't know if it'll work for this one. Lovely. Why isn't this not meanies? Okay. Give me a hint. Oh wait, whoops. Code. Give me a hint to give me a series of hints to solve this problem. Do not give me the answer. I've never done this before, but I'm kind of curious of how GPT works with giving hints. I've worked on the field for almost 4 years now, but my first technical in years next week. Any tips how to best use my time? Most of these Leetcode problems are using things I haven't used since college. Yeah. I mean, I would say use that prep as like motivation to start studying. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to do too well if it's your first technical interview in a few weeks. But I mean, best thing you can do is just use that motivation to like study, try to finish a list. Assuming you do know the problem, make sure you are explaining it, talking out aloud. But again, it's almost an impossible task. Like if somebody could give out some kind of advice that would help somebody pass their interview in 1 week with zero like preparation or whatever, or limited preparation, like I mean that person would be a genius if that was possible. But like I mean like the true thing is that like long term you probably want to think like thinking long term, you're probably going to want to fix that and like try to solve more problems. Yeah, just fair enough. Probably going to use this interview as experience, knowing it's probably not going to go well. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, again, it's just practice, right? And I would just use it more of motivation to practice and like study. You have something concrete, but I wouldn't really expect anything out of it. It's just really hard. I mean, to be in that situation. As an operation XOR is its own inverse, so for every ij, there's a ji. That cancels out. Oh, it's really? It's just X? For every IJ, there is a JI that cancels out. Does seem really mathy. So the 1, 0, the 1 and the 0 here will cancel. Weird. I don't know how that many people got it. Here's the hints to how you first understand the problem, carefully evaluate the formula, break it down step by step. Break it down step by step. Your task is to compute it for effective values. Consider the constraints and properties of Zor. Zor has key properties that can be simplified computations. Zord, any number Zord with Z itself is 0. Any number Zord with 0 remains unchanged. It's communicative and associative. Think about whether you really need to compute all triplets or if there's a mathematical shortcut. Analyze symmetry. This is symmetric. I and J, which means that the result is the same regardless of the order of I and J. Does this symmetry reduce the number of triplets you need to compute? Yeah, it cuts it in half, right? So this would cut it in half because you do I's and then the J's and you can swap them, I guess. You kind of, yeah, doubling up. Try to look for smaller A's and compute the Zor beauty manually by iterating over IJK. I probably should have did this, maybe. Observe if there's a pattern or repetition. You can use to simplify computations. Think about how bits propagate through the operations. Reduce the problem mathematically. Implementation. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was generally, I think, what kind of idea Glump was talking about, though. I'm gonna look at the solution. See, what did I miss? So you can Zor every number once. And you can do that because they cancel out. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Guess we'll mark this one to come back next to later, I guess. Mark it, and I'll just come back to it. All right, well, that one was a bust. That one was bust. I don't even know. Sort the matrix diagonal. Actually, I did this one, I think, for prepping for meta. Oh, really? It didn't? Oh, God. It's kind of annoying, but... I did do diagonal traversals to prepare for meta, and, I mean, it's kind of the... Okay. I'll just do it. A matrix is a diagonal cell starting from some cell, either topmost row or leftmost column, going to the bottom right direction until you reach the end. Given, where are you right now? What top percentage? This is my Leetcode profile. There you go. 1,202. A matrix is diagonal. This is Raul Lacampa. Whenever you messaged. Whenever I, JK are different, there's another IJK combination that cancels out. So the only thing that don't get canceled out are when I's J is K. Whenever I, J, and K are different, there's another combination that cancels it out. Pratik Shah, what's up? And Raul, do you work at Meta? I don't know. Who said I worked at Meta? Who said I work at Meta? I don't think it says that anywhere, like, ever. Wait, IJK are different. So the IJK combinations. IJ with the K. But then you flip them. So I guess they do cancel. So you'd have to try I and J and then J and K. And if you ever made K different, yeah. I guess so. Pratik Shah, hey bro. Where do you work at? I don't work anywhere. I quit my job to help people get interviews. And do entrepreneurship basically. Quit my job to try doing a startup. You mentioned you were prepping for Meta. Yeah. I was prepping for Meta, but now I don't work for them. I do not work for them. That said, I wouldn't. I mean, even if they give me an offer, like I probably would have only worked for them for a couple months and then quit. But it's not really my main goal. It's not really. But yeah, no, it did not. I do not work at Meta. All right, let's look at this. So we have some diagonals, right? Given a matrix, sort each diagonal in ascending order. So we just want to iterate over every single diagonal of this and then store the numbers, I guess sort them and then start over and kind of place them over. Descending goes here and then ascending over here. How was the interview though? Was it tough? I think it was actually probably one of the easiest interviews I had done, but that's because I did solve a lot of Leetcode problems and I also did a lot of prep for it. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough prep. Made a couple mistakes during system design, but it was definitely one of my most comfortable interviews for sure. And the cool thing about Meta is that the only hard part about it is how well can you memorize stuff. But I didn't want to memorize like super hardcore. But if you did want a job, if you want to guarantee it, like Meta, you can just memorize. Midnight Simon, happy Thanksgiving. What is up? The Midnight Simon. You missed me talking to Glump about Leetcode stuff. Also, if you want to if you're trying to go make a big short, just record yourself during one of your streams, Simon, saying that you solved like 2,000 problems. So if you guys don't know who Simon is, because I don't actually have that many viewers on my Twitch, but on YouTube I have way more viewers. Got 15 viewers on Twitch or on YouTube right now. But if you guys don't know who Midnight Simon is, he's a Twitch streamer. He's also on YouTube, but he's this guy. He's even better. He's even more cracked. Look at this. The saddest thing is that I'm like I'm not even think I'm close to Simon. I'm not close to Simon, but we're like 100 problems away. So that is very bad luck for me. But anyways, he streams on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and all that. And he's also on YouTube. So you guys want to also check him out. But yeah, if you want to do like a really good short, Simon, you could definitely say like if you literally just copied the short, like I'm pretty sure it would do really well. Like I solved X Leetcode problems. That would do good for you. For sure. Even like I solved 150 problems, like that does well. Like I don't know why people just love clicking those or hearing about it. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, anyways, so we're gonna sort this matrix diagonally. And to do that, I think it's pretty easy. We just go we traverse all this entire row. So we go like no wait, actually we traverse bang 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 and then bang bang bang. So it's like up and then to the right. And then we'll just store it into a list, I think, of diagonals. So it'll be 1 diagonal, 2 diagonal, 3 diagonal, 4, 5, 6. And then when we go through it again, we'll sort each of those. And then we'll go again and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this movement is pretty straightforward. It's just you go up and then to the right. And the movement here is while you're in bounds, go next. Is this next one in bounds? Okay, go next. I think we could probably do that with directions array. I think it's fine. So yeah, we'll do that. So like, so we'll have like some diagonals here. We'll go through, and actually I want to see what it what's chat. Help get interviews. Interesting. How is it only restricted to people in the country you're residing in? Yeah, basically, only basically only people in the United States. Because I don't know anything about India. And I mean, aside from that, like except for like, you know, these videos, right? So like if you have a question, I can try to answer it. But I mean, honestly, I don't know anything about other countries. So I have like 900 problems solved on binary search doesn't show up. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, dang, man, I'm I'm already like I've got caught up to your problems, but I am nowhere near there. But yeah, that makes sense if you have even more practice than me. It's the same thing with Solaris. Like Solaris has got a sneaker build, sleeper build. Solaris has the sleeper build where he's got 700 problems, but he solved way more than these. All right, so what we'll do is just iterate. For step one is iterate from here to here. So how do we do that? We'll just do go m minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, and then to actually define m. Oop, look at that. Actually define m as length of mat, and n is length of mat at 0. So go there, and then this will make us go bang, bang, bang. And then for each of those, we're going to say while, let's see, R is I, C is 0, while mat at R at C, while mat at R at C, what's this? Mat at R at C, no, while it's in bounds, okay, while it's in bounds, while 0 less than or equal to R, which is less than M, and 0 less than or equal to C, which is less than N. So has a background in math, so he's natural. He's good at Leetcode. He's done a lot of sort of rigorous thinking needed for DSA. Yeah. Same with Chi-Chi. I think Chi-Chi was like a national competitor for math when he was in high school. It's pretty crazy. Bet Simp. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. So then once we just want to check if it's in bounds, and then if it is, then just apply the force to it. So then it'll be like plus equals 1, and then plus equals 1. So at 0, 0 here, we always just step forward, and we store the value of it. So then we say like diagonals at, I guess counter. I don't know, man. Plus equals or dot append. Value is equal to mat at R at C. And then just append the value to it. And honestly, actually, we don't really need the counter. I think you can actually just do R minus C or whatever, and it's fine. I think. Oh God. Oh man. Default dictionary, make it a list or something. Vu Rashab Shandilia. Hey, I've been watching your stuff lately, and I like that your content isn't fluff and straight to the point with what people need to hear. Thanks. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm trying to aim for, is trying to figure out how can I help you guys as much as possible with what video. And yeah, that's kind of the goal, is to do that, man. gonna try to focus on the content stuff. And but this is, I guess, it's just like practicing, but I'm not even sure how much like or like what that's like if I should even be streaming like practicing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, but generally, like one thing that kind of annoys me is that uh is that there are topics that like are super super important, but like nobody will ever really watch them. Like for example, like how to have like a good resume or like how to message recruiters. Like I feel like that's so so huge, and nobody would actually ever care about it. And I say huge in the sense that like you could literally like 10x like your interviews by like doing stuff like that. But you can put out the video, but like nobody's really gonna watch it. Unless you maybe get them in some other way. So you have to hook them in with a different title or something. What's my favorite current tech stack? Jamil Gara. Favorite current tech stack. I mean it's just the only one that I know, basically. So uh favorite tech stack. Favorite tech stack. I would say AWS, right? So like AWS for infra, and then React, and then like Python. Like this is like I mean, honestly, I don't have a favorite tech stack, but this is just the one that I use. AWS because it's like super in demand for jobs, and you can do really cool stuff with it. React because I need to make websites, and then Python because can code fast. Basically, like I mean that's essentially it. Like can code fast, and then make websites, and then you can do some crazy stuff with AWS too. That's like just pure tech stack, yeah. Yeah. I think like the other stuff is that there's like crazy stuff where you can do so it's like Golang and then Rust and like C++ and then Swift and all this other stuff. And then there's like apparently there's like Vite or Vite, apparently it's called, and then like Next.js and all that and whatever, Meteor and a ton of different tech stacks, but I I really only need one, I think, for coding, or like, three really, probably for programming. Okay. Okay. So we've got this. I think this should be adding the diagonals. What we'll do is we'll subtract the row from the column, and this should track it so that it's always placed back up to here. And we can just add. And then once we finish that, we'll leave, which I like. And then we'll do the same thing, but this time we need to iterate this way. So that'll be fun. So we just go here, copy the code, pop it down, but this time we're gonna go from in, and it'll be 0 all the way up to n, right? So 0 to n, and actually not 0 because we've already been there before, but it'll be 1. And then we'll go all the way out to the max column size. And then once we do that, we always start at the 0th row, and then we always start at the ith column, add. And then we can just go through every diagonal for key value in diagonals. And then we can say like sorted v, I don't know, is equal to v dot sort. You know what, actually, the more I think about this, I wonder if I could just use a sorted list instead, but I mean, I guess who cares? I don't even think like v dot sort would work. I would want to do that too, but sorted vowels is equal to sorted v, and then diagonals. Also, I need to bat this thing here. How do you build a resume and reach a recruiter? It's so underrated, but it's very first step to land you an interview. Milimu, what's up? Thanks for the follow. But it's very first step to land you an interview. Would love to learn more about it if you make videos. Yeah, I made a 30-minute one on resumes. And I'll probably just redo it. Just redo the video. It's like it had like my resume in it, like and everything that I was like that I used to get interviews. I'll probably just redo it. Most likely. So then this at K. Hmm. Interesting, interesting. Very interesting. Because I could just sort it here and immediately set it. No, not really. Dang. I feel like this problem's taking me like a while too. I feel like it's taking me a while. I don't even know if you're. I think you're allowed to do this. You're not changing the actual anything about it, but just sort them. And then what we'll do is just go one more time through all of them. So it'll be like this from here. And then we'll go through it again. But this time mat at R at C equals diagonals at R minus C dot pop left or something. It could even be dot pop like that. And then you pop it. Oh God, wait. Keep that there. Remove this. But then we go here and then pop it. But it is a list, so we need to do reverse equals true. And then we'll go through it again. So go through, store them all, and then sort them. And then we go through them again and we're like, okay, pop, add it here, and then here, add the one, and then go here, add the two, and keep going. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Is this then we just return mat. I think this idea works. So I didn't do dot items. Mistake. And it does work. Oh, look at that. 11 minutes. It works. Bro, I feel like one of the biggest superpowers too with doing like the Leetcode stuff is just writing out all this code and copying and pasting, which is pretty ugly. There are definitely better ways to do this, but like knowing that like on a general level, like this probably works. Except for like the small items bug that I wrote out, but yeah. Yeah. Good feeling. All right, so that one was pretty fast. So we'll do is go to the next level. Should be 600 to 1700, I guess. And then concatenation of consecutive binary numbers. It's fun stuff. Which of course I have not done before. Raul Kampa, I skimmed through all your videos on YouTube, but I couldn't find anything on the resume. Can you share a link and handy? Yeah, you just you could find it too if you were like if you typed in Jones resume. Like if I just search this, right, Raymond Jones resume, I asked a tech recruiter how to have a killer resume, but it wasn't that one. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, I think I enlisted it. Okay. Yeah, it's unlisted. Here, I'll get it. That's what happened. That's what happened. You go and find it. All right. Yeah, that's the video where I like just literally share my resume that's getting me interviews, and I also showed my resume that's in college, and then kind of like give my thoughts on that on resumes. Let's go. Have you ever interviewed with Amazon? I have. I have several times. I have 3 years experience, Indian experience, international and US. I've been trying to get interviews, no avail. I'm trying to see if I could do like an extra project, add more oomph. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know what your experience looks like. I don't know what your resume looks like, but yeah, you can do a project if you're a master's student, and also make sure you're messaging recruiters. Do that. Do both those things. That'll help. And don't message them and say I want a job. Like message them, in a more persuasive format that just highlights your strengths, that separates you from other people. Given an integer, n, return the decimal value of the binary string formed by concatenating the binary representations. Actually, you know what? We could even maybe just do like a video thing, maybe, possibly. Like, okay, let's see here. Okay, if you are an international student and you're looking for a job, I think that like one of the best things that you can do is like most people I think is like just send out mass applications and then and maybe they'll message recruiters if they're like super kind of like engaged or whatever or forward thinking. But you do not want to have your message say like, oh, like, please give me a job. Like that is not good. That is not, no, like the recruiter's just going to immediately like not watch it. But then, like the more realistic thing that you should probably be is like, I'm so excited and engaged or whatever. Engaged, and I'm a hard worker. But like this is all kind of like fluff and nobody really cares about it. But like with the true thing that you do is you personalize it. So you say something like unique about it. I love your product. I love your product that does XYZ product. You could even do like fake personalization, which is like I'm sure I'm guessing you're super busy. You must be super busy. Which I mean, every person, this literally applies to everybody. I guess, everybody's like super busy, but like you just personalize it. This is gonna talk about them, right? And have it stand out to them. And that'll make them read your message. And then after you personalize, oh, why did that happen? Apparently my computer is not working. After you personalize it, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna give them qualifications, right? So like give them like why you're qualified, specifics. And then here this will look like I increased revenue uh by like $1 million or whatever, and then it'll be like I am the best at design patterns. I don't know, like you just need proof, right? Just proof. Play around with this. Figure it out. This is going to be the most important thing that's going to decide whether or not they want to interview you. And if you nail that right, then you can just end it in the message and say like, can I send my resume? Just like that. Boom. There you go. There's a template. That's like better than like what most people are sending. And then like this is better than what most people are sending, which is like, oh, give me interview. Give me interview. If you're messaging somebody you want a mock interview, give me a mock, please. Can I have mock, please? Like, yeah, it's better than all of that stuff. So don't send your messages like that. Give them like a reason as to why like you're different. What do you think about their LLD portion? I think it's fine. Just pretty normal. I think it's normal like Leetcode interview generally. From what I've seen, like 90% of them is just like normal Leetcode, but they just care about like how you design. But it's just a Leetcode interview. Do you know if Canadian citizens can get intermediates? We in a big tech in the current market with no CS degree, 3 years of junior experience. Intermediate? I'm guessing you mean mid-level software engineer? Yeah. Probably 3 years experience, probably. I don't know. Probably. I think that's the only thing to qualify you for, actually. You're definitely not taking new grad positions. Do you think the market's bouncing back? I don't. Oh, you mean the job market? I thought you meant like stock market, but yeah. Yeah, it's definitely increasing. I think all stats are pointing to that the market is improving. I think you just look at the statistics. By messaging, is it cold emailing or cold LinkedIn messaging? Either. Just message them. Either. Doesn't matter. Either's fine. I feel like linked messaging goes into the void. LinkedIn messaging does not go into the void. It goes into the void if your message looked like what I said before. Do I still have it here? Oop, where is it? Yeah, if your message looks like this, give me interview, give me a mock. Can I have a mock interview? I really want to work here. If that looks your message looks like that, will go into the void. Nobody's going to read that. If it looks like what I said earlier, then it will not go into the void. If you send somebody a message and you tell them something about themselves, they will read it. It is not going to the void. They will read it. If the things that you say after that are not interesting, don't make you stand out, or not relevant, I guess, for the company, they will ignore it. They won't respond to you. Or this even goes to if you're trying to talk to a software engineer that you don't know. If you message them and you don't make it personal about them, they will not read it. And then if you go on asking, actually, you know what? You know who had like an amazing post? Patton had a really good post because I don't know why. A lot of software engineers seem to think that if they just ask people, please help me, then that person is gonna reach out. No, that's not how it works. Will you give me referral? Give me referral, please, please referral at Google, please. Like the number of people who do that and think it's effective is pretty shocking. But yeah, those messages will go into the void for sure. Nobody's gonna respond. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Right. Here's Patton. Um, Me, new LinkedIn connection. Hi, thanks for connecting. Can you refer me to your company? Thanks. It's just like nothing really. Like, yeah, cool that you said hi and you said thanks, but there's nothing personal. No, no like steps on the ladder. Just going in for the kill. That's cold. That's cold messaging. How do you message strangers? Yeah. Yeah, Ashwathbot. What's up? Raul. How important is it to put revenue you help the company generate? I don't think it matters that much. So big, so you don't have to make any impact on your revenue unless you're a senior level. I mean, honestly, I think most software engineers do impact revenue 100%. I think that's why we get paid tons and tons of money, is so that we can impact business revenue. So we're either saving time or we're saving money, for sure. I believe that 1000%. So I think most software engineers do something that helps the business save money. Yeah. Oh boy. Either save money or they save time or they save money or they generate more money for the business. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta close this thing out. Close. What company do you work for? I work for myself. That's it. I work by myself. Self-employed. Right. Given an integer n, return the decimal value of the binary string formed by concatenating binary combination of 1 to n. What does that mean? 3 is 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. One thing that kind of makes me sad is that I'm the only one solving this problem right now. Like, yeah, there's 20 people watching. I mean, I guess you guys can solve it, just by looking at it, but it's a lonely feeling, man, seeing this one online. That's crazy. All right, so here we say 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and we stack them together. We call it something. Oh God, bro, these binary problems are crazy. I feel like I might have gotten the Zor problem if I had maybe thought outside the box a bit more. So maybe I can get this one if I just think outside the box a bit. So like we get this one. The problem is you cannot store this. Is eventually it would get way too big on n values that are 10 to the fifth. So you would have to kind of compartmentalize it or do it step by step, or immediately know what the answer is. Pre-computation might be I don't know, memoization. Like maybe you split a 12 and a 12 is like a 6 and a 6. And like a 3, but it's actually not. A 3 is not a 6 is not a 3 and a 3. A 6 is a 4, a 5 and a 6. Bro, these problems are so hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna sit here for 20 more minutes and then we're gonna call it. 20 more minutes and then we call it. Forgot how fun it's been doing these Leetcode things though. Definitely forgot about that. Also, while I'm here, I can change my title thing. Let's go here, here, then here. Bang. All right. All right, all right. See decimal value of the binary string formed by concatenating it, but there is a limit. Actually, you know what? No, it is. There is a limit. 10 to the fifth is too big because 10 to the fifth is going to have way too many. Way too many. I don't know how to get rid of that. Even if you convert it into a integer, it's not like addition. This is not addition. And then 1 and 2 would be 1, 1, 0, which is 4 and 6. So 2 would be 6. Oh my god. Uh, 2 and 6, 2 and 6. 3 is 27. And then 12 is something really big. Bro, this apparently this is just binary day. Bit manipulation day. I need to find like some kind of part of this with binary. Binary numbers expand. Appending binary numbers to each other. Appending them to each other. What happens if we modulo it and then append? No, what is the act of appending a binary number? So a 1 and a 1, 0. That's like a 1, a 1, and a 4. Actually, that would be 5. So 1 and a 4, 5. But it's not multiplied together. Maybe it's a hash map problem. Maybe it's a hash map problem. Dang, I don't know. Does modding going from left to right, one to n, differ from modding going right to left? I mean, I don't know what that means, but what do you mean modding going left to right? I don't know what that means. Like if you have a number, like all modding does is it kind of caps it, right? So like if you have a number that's like this and then you do modulo 5, you can just kind of cap the number to only be within the bounds of 5. So it's just a way of like capping like the highest that a number can go. So for this like 10 to the 9th plus 7, like we just want the number to never go higher than this, basically. So that's why you like use modulo. That's just it. It's just like so you can represent really, really big numbers, basically. And yeah, you can just represent really, really big numbers without them like spilling over and causing memory leaks or whatever. Given an integer n, return the decimal value of the binary string. The problem is I don't know what concatenation is really doing here. I mean, it's adding it, and then we're going here, but like it will get too big. Like this. This isn't even too big though, but it can actually get really, really big. Now the good thing is you could just convert it to an integer and it becomes small again, but it's not working. Having the mod no make the problem difficult. Having to mod the number makes the problem difficult. I don't think it actually matters. The problem is difficult regardless of the modulo. The problem is difficult regardless of the modulo. The modulo does nothing here. Again, it's just a way that you can cap the answer within a certain bounds, like a certain range. At least that's my understanding of this. Even if you took out this modulo, how are you going to solve this problem and also keep all the numbers in memory? You would have to convert this really, really long string into something that is like digestible. Maybe you could just store it in hash maps or something. But like, I don't know how you're going to convert all those chunks of concatenated strings that you want into this final number. I have no idea how that works. Just taking pieces and pieces of it. Unless you literally do it by hand, actually. So one, you chunk everything. If it's too big, all right, so like if we reach, I think the max we can do is like 32 digits or something. Once we reach this, we like store it, and then we keep going with the other ones, right? So we're like here, then we like store those somewhere, and then store these somewhere, and then we literally just iterate through all of them, like everything that's here, all 32 pieces, and 32 pieces or whatever. This is 10 to the 5th though, but like, this is actually probably it. 2 to the power 32 is way bigger than 10 to the 5th. But we'll have like, no, this might be too slow. Like 10 to the 5th of these, like all the way down or whatever. Because then you have to go through every bit here and you have to convert all of it into numbers. Not simple without modulo. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see you code this thing out without the modulo. See what that code looks like. Yeah, I think I'm most likely gonna, I guess we'll look at hints. Express the nth value in a recursion formula. Think about how we can do a fast evaluation. Express the nth number value in a recursion formula. And think about how we can do that recursion formula. Let's see, 3. I think I understand it. 3 would be 3 as as a thing. Yeah. Plus n minus 1, maybe. I think maybe that I understand it with that hint. Maybe I understand it, which is that like I don't know, I guess call it reduce number or something. And then we have like some number and we say like if num is equal to 0, return, I guess 0. And then if number is equal to 1, return like a 1. And then we can do like num to binary. Now we have the number. How do you concatenate actually? We needed to convert it to an integer. How do you concatenate? We have to shift the binary number. We just have to shift it. So what we do is old num is equal to reduce num minus 1. And then this is where you just add the modulo, which is 10 to the power of 9 plus 7. Iterate from n to 1 for every I, find its bits and use that bit as your bit, keeping track of which bit that bit from I corresponds to. For a certain bit, power of 2 to the power of bit position. I don't understand that, but I mean answer and not and. Hell with auto Kiri. Bruh, don't you have a GF? Why are you not doing Thanksgiving? Bro, I live in Colombia. There's no Thanksgiving here. There's no Thanksgiving in Colombia. Stephen Ball. Yeah, no Thanksgiving in Colombia. So here I am. It's just a normal day for me. For the most part. For the most part. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm thinking reduce it, but then once we go here, then I actually would rather just take the integer, pure, do that. And then once we get the number back, then we'll start building this out. So we get the 2, and then we just need to shift it. We just need to do some bit shifting here, I think. So start with 1, 1. But to append it, we would have to take that number and shift it down wherever the number of this one is. So maybe while num, and then what we do is like bit is equal to num and it with 1. And then we do old num equals old num ORed with bit. And then old num equals old num. Shift it down. Like that, and then like that. Something like that. So push it down. It just popped in. Can you tell me why we're not using mod? Why would you need a function? You don't need a function. A mod is just, this is just a constant. So I'm not sure what you mean by using mod like that, but this answer is asking you to modulo it by 10. So you just modulo it by 10 to the power of 7. Like there's no function that you need. Oh, bin. Why would you use bin? Bin could just convert it to a string. Numbers in programming are inherently binary, so you don't need to do that conversion. Like if you use bin, I think it just converts it to a string format, but we don't need that. because we know these are always going to be the case. So we just reduce the num and then go through, and then at the very end return old num. No, I mean bin. Yeah. Yeah. They saw mod earlier, so I thought you were talking about mod, but yeah. Bin, like this thing. Yeah. And then I think just return reduce num within, and then mod it. Like that, maybe. Now that said, get something wrong here. I feel bad. Let's get 3. Oh, well, hold on. We need to shift this beforehand. Okay, no. We don't need to. Let's see here. Shift it beforehand. Blood got that straight off ChatGPT. S for I in range 1 plus n plus 1 k. Bin s equals k over 2 int. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see afterwards. I'm gonna stop solving this problem in a minute, but we'll see if that code works or not. Or we can see there's the solutions basically. Now we got 5 people solving this problem currently. Nice. Good to see. I'm not the only one suffering through this. Okay, let's see. 23, 27. What I like this is that it goes, returns 1 once we hit 1, which I like. This is actually not necessary. Returns 1, takes the 1, and then we're like, oh, well, how do we append to 1? And so we just push it down by the 2. So we push it down by 2. So it's going to be like pop. And then we're going to insert the number, which is the 2. Actually, hold on here. Print old num. Let's check it out. Bin of num. Let's check it out. So we get a 1 and the 1 0. But we need to push it. Right, so we're doing 1 0 1, but it needs to be reversed. Yay or nay? It should be 1 1. Oh god. 1 1 0 1 1. It should be a 1. Old number with the 1 here. Literally just 1 goes after it. Okay, I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind a bit. Just losing it a bit. I did this wrong. It's reversed. It's adding it after. It needs to put the 1 before for this to work. Raul Gampa, I'm one of those 5. Nice. Is there a reason bit manipulation is the least asked in coding interviews? Probably has to do with the job. That would be my guess. They probably want something that's more or less on the job, and bit manipulation just isn't really seen on the job. Unlike graphs and trees, which are like important data structures that are like the underlying, kind of thing for systems across the world. That'd be my guess. But yeah. Okay, so the only issue is I'm just doing it backwards. I don't know if I can do it forward, but I need to add the 1 here. So old number, just add it before it. That's kind of annoying. Maybe we reverse it, right? So we just do old number, and then we would do number, potentially, possibly. Like maybe, I don't know, just like literally just, actually, yeah, whatever, screw it. I don't know, man. Like that. Okay, we kind of did it. Kind of. We got 101. So we did add it reversed. But 110. It's 110, not that. Not one. Okay. Whatever. I think the idea is like something like this, although I'm messing it up somewhere. And apparently you can just convert this into a string. Nice. Nice. There's a math solution. So apparently I just wasted all this time trying to do this. I thought this idea would work though. So I'm the only one who tried doing it recursively. Recursion. RIP. Bro, I hate these stupid binary problems. That said, these are actually really important for the Leetcode contest, I think. So I don't want to get them and then not be able to do them, but yeah, these are rough. RIP. How's the job hunt for you? Clat the man. I'm not hunting for a job. I'm not looking. All right, I think that's it. I think that is it. So 2-bit manipulation problems that I could not solve. That's fun. But yeah, we're good. Just put these in the mist. What's the weather down there? It's the same all year round. Uh, Depends on what part of Colombia you live in. I wonder if I can pull up a map of it. Brent, Arata. Let's see, weather map of the world. Can we pull up a map? Jamie, pull that up. See if we can get that thing going. Cool. Nice. Look at this. We got a nice little weather map here. Yeah, in Colombia, it depends on where you're at, honestly. So, if you live here, it's like year round. It's about this is in Celsius. So let's actually change this over. Can we do that, please? No, we can't. Let's get that Fahrenheit. All right. All right, all right. So, it depends on where you're at. So here it's probably year round like this degrees-ish. It gets kind of hot in Medellin actually, but like this isn't where I live at. I live in the mountains, so it's a bit colder actually. But it's probably about like this much, like 53 degrees at night. And then in the morning it'll crank up to 70. But so that's where it is. It's like just same, like just yeah, like just literally on the equator, so there's no seasons. And interestingly, oh, you guys are it's getting cold, man. Getting cold over there. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of like weakened me. Oh, also another thing too, actually. So I mentioned that, but like I didn't mention like the coast, right? So if you leave the mountains, it's just hot. So like this will go up to like 90 degrees, 85, whatever. And then yeah, it'll go like 90 degrees or whatever. This part of this time of day is wrong, but this is like nighttime, but yeah. Oh, you already have one? No, I don't, I'm not looking for a job. Clat the man, I am not looking for a job. The map looks dope. AF, what's it called? I don't know, man. I just searched weather map. It's good. It's called World Weather Online. World Weather Online. If you're curious on it. Yeah, I guess it has like the currents and all that stuff on here. But yeah, man, that's where we're at. Yeah, I think that like yeah, being in Colombia is definitely made me worse for weathers or like seasonal changes because it just doesn't happen here. But yeah, looks like you're having a fun little time this Christmas. This Christmas. I think I was in New York City actually like a year ago. It's so crazy. I think time is like going so fast. Like doing those 1,000 Leetcode problems is really, it felt like just nothing. So where are we at in Spain? Egypt. I think the green is where you want to be at. You want to be in the green right now. Ooh, it's chill in India right now. Nice, nice. China freezing. Oh my God. These must be like just, yeah, uninhabitable. Not a city in sight. Let's go. You fluent in Spanish or not? Yeah, I speak Spanish. I learned Spanish in high school. I studied abroad in Spain when I was in college. And I've been living in Colombia for like 2 years. So I speak Spanish. Uh, Miley Moo. Why Colombia? I chose Colombia because it's one of the countries I think that has the highest population of black people. And I think it's like United States has like a lot of black people. Um, Brazil has a lot of them. France also does. And then I think Colombia was also one of them. And it's also one of the closest countries, has a cheap cost of living, and they speak Spanish. So that's why I chose Colombia, basically, why I landed on there. And yeah, and it's basically kind of nice doing that. But yeah, clap the man. Yeah, I'm not. I just do like startups basically. So I don't. I'm not having a job basically. Going into the startup world and trying to learn how do you grow a business without working for somebody. Yeah, getting it down day by day. But anyways, that's where I'm living. That is what's happening with that. With that. How's the quality of life in Colombia? It's great. Quality of life is great. I don't know what country you're from, but you can live in Colombia for like honestly, if you really, really wanted to, you could live in Colombia for like $500 a month. You could go even cheaper than that if you wanted to. So like $200 a month, I think. So yeah, so if you're spending $1,000 a month in Colombia, you're living in like you're having like the best life basically. Canada, nice. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like if I was like a foreign and like lived in like India or something, I would probably just um try to find a way to like make money online, honestly. I feel like it's very, very doable. Just making money online. Like cuz again, cost of living in India is like really comparable to Colombia. I wonder if I can go to New Bayo. I mean, our Colombia's cost of living is like it's like generally the same across the world. I'm not sure if I would mind that. Granted, I think it would take years before it pays off doing online business stuff, but if you're living in one of these countries or whatever, I would consider it for sure. That would be like my go-to. Live, food, water, shelter. That's insane. Yeah, bro, it gets really, really crazy. Um, like yeah, that's if you're trying to like live. Like imagine, when you're in college or whatever and you don't have any money or something and you just live with roommates and yeah, and so you decide to live with roommates, right? And so, you're splitting a room or whatever, you're paying like 700 a month on rent. I don't know, those were pre-pandemic prices for me. But like, yeah, it's the same in Colombia. Like you could do that, have that same lifestyle, have roommates, um, cook your food, right? And, save money, like don't have a car, whatever, and stuff like that. But like, and you can live for super cheap. Like I know a guy who's paying like $150 a month on his rent. It's like a one bedroom. I'm sure it's like a very small place, but yeah, you can live very very cheap. Same thing in Spain too. I mean Spain, look at this is like this is like cost of living or whatever. But like Colombia's like green, right? This one's like yellow-ish and then red in San Francisco and New York. But Spain is like pretty green. Like you could live in Europe for pretty cheap. France, it's like ish. They actually don't even put anything here. I guess France isn't that well known. But France too is going to be, I think, comparable to Spain and Italy. I was living off 450 a month, 500 a month in Japan when I lived there a bit. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Same in Japan too. Yeah, same in Japan. You could live like it's like way cheaper to live there than like in the United States. That said, you could also make a ton of money in the United States if you know what you're doing. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. High cost of living, but also the highest salaries in the world, actually. Which is why like most billionaires I think live in the United States. Like most billionaires aren't saying, "Oh yeah, let me go live in this area." Like Bezos used to live in Seattle, and then Seattle like added a tax, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to Florida." To avoid that. So, but like every billionaire, or not every billionaire, but most billionaires are just going to live in the United States because it's pretty great country, honestly. Do you speak French? No, I don't. I was surprised Toronto had in there has a shade of green. It's actually more red based. Based. Okay, I don't know where Toronto is. Toronto, Canada. Yeah, let's see. Not Canadian. Not Canadian. Let's put this thing into USD. All right. Estimated cost of living is $1,000 a month without rent. Family of four is 4,000 US dollars a month without rent. And how much is rent? Rent in a city center, one bedroom rent will cost you about 1.8K, 1.8 thousand. So you'd be looking at $3,000 a month to live in Toronto, Canada. $3,800 if you're balling out and not getting roommates. Balling out with no roommates. Is the same approach of what I mentioned earlier? Yeah, I think so, Raul. I think it is. Or I think it was. If you're fine working for other people, the real hack is to hit up a US company and get transferred to an international office and get paid in your USD rate in a cheaper country. Yeah, if you're fine working for other people. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was doing. You can get a remote job and leave. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It is the same approach of what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Looks like it. Raul. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys. I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna try doing these streams like every day to work on like Leetcode stuff. It kind of sucks today was just mostly binary though, because I'm not super fan of it, but I guess it helps to get better at it. And probably just do streams maybe around this time every day until New Year's or something. Maybe stop a couple days for during Christmas. I guess most likely that'll happen, but yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Because I like this time because it's also kind of at the end of the day, maybe. So people are probably out of work or something. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I should do like a poll too. Like, what do you guys think I should do during streams? I should do like a poll. Like, what kind of streams, what kind of stuff should I have during streams? So like Glump said he would do like a co-stream. So like I could just do interviews. Or he could like lecture on some DSA topic. He's one of the best in the world, by the way. So he could lecture on some DSA topic. He could do like an interview, or I could even do other guests for interviews. Probably not every day, but I don't know how many people I could probably reach out to people though and maybe find some, but I'm not sure how many I could do for that. But can't I send URLs? I don't know. You should be able to on YouTube chat. I mean, I don't know anything about that. You shared your solution. I didn't see it. I don't think I saw it. I could just grind Leetcode. Could build projects. And like, which would basically kind of just be startups, like little micro startups. And I could do mock interviews with people. Q&As. Back. Nice. Slash problems. Raul. Yeah, I'm not sure why you can't share any URLs. I didn't know that was a thing for Twitch. Nice. Yeah, but Raul, do you see what I was talking about with the mod not really mattering? Right? Like if you did this without the mod, it doesn't matter, right? Like you said that this made this harder because of the mod, but like if without the mod you would just remove this. At least that's my understanding of the modular. But yeah, nice. Good to see you got a solution for this. That's good. What's your profile? 400 problem solved. That's a good bit. Good bit of problems. Yeah, Palico.com over, yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, here's other guys. Grind, Leetcode, build projects, so startup stuff, mock interviews, question and answers, and which is really every stream is like question and answers, honestly. I answer questions all the time. What else to do? I guess maybe workshops. Workshops and lectures. Like by me. So those cover different topics. Right, like Leetcode or like how to get good at Leetcode. Like popular patterns, things like that. And I guess just ranting on things or reacting to pop news or something. Yeah, it's probably like honestly it to do during the streams. Just this nice list of things. Open source projects you can mentor. Yeah, open source projects. One project that I really want to do is text reminders. Send a text message out anytime you have not done the Leetcode daily. I want that. Send a text message out anytime you haven't done the Leetcode daily so that you can maintain your streak. I want to make that. And it's not too hard to make. I think you just need to see count their submissions. So I think some guy has a thing. It's called Leetcode query GitHub or something. They're GraphQL. Oh god, was it this guy? Or Leetcode GraphQL. But I want somebody else to make it. Oh, also I want someone to make a or I want to make something that lets you apply to like Amazon roles automatically. This is like weird. Open source project mentor. Honestly, system design fundamentals will go a long way because some L3s are just starting to ask system design. Oh yeah, I forgot about system design too. Yeah, and my 7,000 subscribers from YouTube have come from system design. Like that's like my thing, really, is like the system design guy. And it'd be good if I actually like did more stuff into that. Just system design. This is probably, yeah, it'd probably be good if I did that. AWS, SNS, or Twilio. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the easy part. The hard part is you just have to scan querying their profiles. Query their profiles. which I don't remember. Some guy like literally put it out on a GitHub thing. I have it bookmarked. I don't know what it is though. Actually, I think it's this one. A Karsh. I think he like the profile page, so he like organized them. But basically you just want to see how somebody solved the daily problem. And you could probably do that from submissions, or you could maybe read off of their recent submissions. Their actual recent submissions, but those will probably work. You can get the coding question of the day and then compare it to their recent submissions, recent AC submission list of the user, and do that. Yeah. Tro Nikos. Bro, is Hello interview good for system design? Did you check it out? Yes. Hello interview is good for system design. I would totally would recommend. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I thought about doing like a video where I guess kind of like give like just I like one is like reacting right to stuff, but like giving a review of Algo Expert because I did buy their thing. I did buy Algo Expert and it was not worth it. In my opinion, kind of just lost $200. Honestly, I think that's how much it cost at the time. I feel like it was. I feel like it was that much. I'd have to look at my bank statements, but I don't remember it being $60 for sure. But maybe that's the Black Friday deal. But for their algorithm stuff, it wasn't really that crazy. Like it was, but I might make a video talking about this. But I've also done Hello Interview, so I could also do a review of them. And I would say their stuff is very, 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 very good. Like 10 out of 10, like good. And unfortunately, I'm not sponsored by them, so I don't get any money in saying that. But I think it's good. Grokking sucked too. Yeah, I never used Grokking. I think I tried it, but I never bought it or anything. Raul Gampa, what's the best way to learn system design? Read Alex Shu's book, watch Bite Bite Go, watch Jordan Has No Life. I also have some videos where I covered like, or tried to cover like all of the system design stuff. But if you don't want that, then yeah, just read Bite Bite Go and then Jordan Has No Life and Bite Bite Go, Jordan Has No Life. Oh yeah, and Alex Shu's books. Volume 1, Volume 2. Those are like resources. And then do mock interviews. And you should be fine. In my opinion. In my opinion. Oh, wait, my camera. Bro, no. Every time I make a thumbs up, it like just triggers it. Big rip. Yeah, grokking, cracking the coding interview. It's pretty lame. And yeah. Yeah. All right, I think that's it, man. I think that is it. I think we're good. So I'll see you guys later. See you guys later. So best way to learn is pretty much Leetcode. One trick, 1, 2, 3. Best way to learn Leetcode. So let's see. Like I think on paper, let's see, there's a couple things, I guess, when it comes like learning Leetcode stuff. And right, like the advice that I'm hearing for Leetcode, it seems to be to like just do like Leetcode 150, like LOL. But people are still failing interviews. They're still failing their technical interviews, and so I think there's something that's missing here with it. And I don't think it's like just as simple as do Leetcode 150. So, looking at Leetcode 150, like I think there's some things here that don't matter at all. Nice, Black Friday. I think there's some things here that don't matter at all, like the math and geometry that's like kind of matters a little bit, not really. Bit manipulation. Yeah, like I don't think these are the reasons people are failing their interviews. And I think it's also missing like some intermediary patterns like within this. So like prefix sums, for example. And but even beyond that, I mean, I think if you even if you solve this problem, I don't think you're actually going to be like fully ready. And the and so like when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing like problems, which is just that like, okay, well, there's still like software engineers are still failing technical interviews. And that is the case. Like people are still failing. And obviously that's because the bar has risen. So with this coming out, like more people are doing it and more people are just better. But two, people aren't finishing the list, and they're not even finishing the list. They're not finishing any list, and I think that's a pretty big problem because now they're not learning their fundamentals, and they're even literally skipping problems that are on this list, and that's going to cause them to be weak in areas, and so like they're not finishing the entire list, and that's setting people up for failure. And then like the third thing is that like what do you do after? So I think there needs to be an even longer version of this roadmap that spans out like what do you do after this? And I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Like, yeah, like one thing he has this neat code all, but there's not a roadmap at all. It's just an assortment of problems. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, interesting. I think that's a problem for sure, though. I think it's a problem for sure because like you either don't finish the list or you don't know what you're supposed to do afterwards, for whatever reason, and the website is nice, it helps, but it's not super straightforward. Yeah. Um, Glum. Oh, Raul, Volume 1 and 2. Type in Alex Shu, Volume 1. Raul. Alex Shu, Volume 1. Right? So, Alex Shu, Volume 1. Like, type that in into Google. I think also critical thought as opposed to algo memorization is the glue that holds it all together. They always add a little twist, and if you did the checklist, then that alone doesn't guarantee the high success rate. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I don't notice a whole lot of people who are just memorizing algorithms. I don't notice that. For me, it was when I was studying or starting like earlier this year, I guess. It was that I didn't have like the problem solving abilities, and I couldn't intuitively kind of like feel around problems or get like observations and things like that. Yeah. But I do think that like if you're doing a checklist, if every problem is already told to you, like I think that's a bad thing. That's another thing I don't like, right? So arrays and hashing, like in real life, nobody's going to tell you in a real life interview, they're not going to tell you this is an array problem. That's not going to happen. And so you're losing that ability. But I don't know a whole lot of people. I don't see a whole lot of people like memorizing algorithms. I see them like they can't code that well when they're starting, so they code very slowly, and it's very hard for them to put their thoughts into code. That's another thing I've noticed, but not like memorizing solutions. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell how much time you should spend on one pattern and when to go back to it. It's really easy to forget things unless you're doing like 10 problems a day. Also, it's not about crossing off checkboxes on the list. It's about understanding the concepts and being able to apply the concept to any given problem. Koi, you said the exact same thing as Glump. Wow. Check, take you forward. He's the best for DSA. Yeah, I think take you forward, that's Striver, right? Striver? The Indian guy. Strivers list. Now, interestingly, right, Strivers list, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but his is 455 problems and he breaks it down. Has videos on them too. I think Striver, his audience is Indian. is India, and their interviews are way harder. So that's kind of interesting. But like you like this site that they looked is just pure India. $300 a month. And you can get 6 months of coaching once per week. And he speaks English and Hindi. Honestly, though, this is probably a really good website if you're trying to find a coach who's really good at DSA. Honestly, because it'll probably be a lot cheaper than paying someone in the US. Only problem with Striver's List is that it's too long. I think Striver's List is for like again the India competition, which is it's much higher. Like you can't pull this off in India. We've got it so good in the United States. God bless. Yeah, what else was it? Yeah, Striver's List. Yeah, take you forward, yeah. Yeah. Take or is a Striver? Leetcode. Is his name actually Striver? Or did you just come up with that? He had to have come up with that. Like someone who strives for success, right? Currently working at Google. I'm a candidate master at Code Forces and 6-star at Code Chef. Code Chef, Striver 79. If I type in just then Code Forces, will that pop up? Striver 79. Is he competing now? Oh no, he stopped. He stopped in 2020. I would have done the same. Not really. I'm kind of kidding, but hit your peak and then just chill. It's crazy good though. Let's see here. Darker side of software engineering. Is that a baby? Boss baby? I left Google Warsaw. I haven't seen this video, but I'm pretty sure it's to focus on his business. Focus on the business he's doing and focus on content creation. But he really popped off, man. He's like, I feel like he's like the Leetcode person of India. The Neetcode of India. Why did he quit Google? Day one at Google Warsaw. Or maybe he only quit Google Warsaw. Maybe he's still at Google. Family, mental health, the future. I don't know. I don't care. A man who changed millions of lives is now changing the views for life. Don't worry, guys. He's simply got an internal transfer to Google India. Is that true? Spoilers. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think he left. I think he left Google Warsaw, and I guess he's just going back to India then. It's crazy he has all this time to put out these videos. Crazy. Welcome to India. After earning much amount of money at the end, we need our family. Yeah, you're right. His name is Raj. Cool. Perplexed is different. You landed a different website, I guess. Some ad. No, it's not an ad. He has a thing here. We'll get one-on-one mentorship in the top right. And it's not an ad, it's a sponsored. So I guess he partners with them and sends them traffic. Yeah. All right. I think that's it then. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Yeah, nice seeing you guys. Nice seeing you guys. Oh, also, how long has he been doing videos? Honestly, like right now, this is basically, if you're wondering what kind of work I do, this is the work I'm doing. Like trying to analyze what do these people do on their channels and what's working. But he's been doing this for 3 years, making videos. I mean, his channel is huge. This is insane. It's actually crazy. But it's just all, I think, all just people from India, though. But this is what I would be doing off stream. It's just like looking, trying to analyze. Leetcode. IO. 1 year ago. 1 year ago. He has two drivers, take you forward, both are separate channels, yeah. Yeah, Nico does the same. 200k subscribers. One thing I think about too is like, what if I just make Leetcode videos like this? Bro, it's so insane. How does he get so many? He's like just the king of DSA. It's so crazy with these numbers. Yeah, I wonder if I should just like make videos too, just like putting out Leetcode solutions, just kind of like this, but it's really saturated. But that said, once you've built a brand like this, all the views kind of just go to all these. It just becomes evergreen content. I think Cracking Fang also does stuff. It's hard to beat Leetcode. Honestly, I don't think it's hard to beat him. Because the formula, it's a very, very simple. I mean, explaining a Leetcode problem it's very, very trivial. For whatever reason, like the people who are the best at Leetcode are just like terrible at it. I have no idea why. There's just a lot of people who like explain it and they skip steps. So like a normal thing that you would go is like, okay, you go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But then there's people who, when they explain concepts, they go step 1, step 5, step 9, and then you're finished. It's like, what? What happened? What happened in between here? Like literally, you could even pull up like just any of the solutions here and they're just not good. And every one of them will type in, this is a simple solution, but they're skipping steps. I don't think that's a hard thing to do, is just go step by step. But Leetcode did that super early. He did it super early. And so this is someone who's like who doesn't have like the Leetcode, kind of brand, I guess. But I still think there's space. I think there's space for the competitive programming stuff. Again, just kind of going beyond Leetcode. Greg Hogg is actually a guy who did a really good job at that. Did you ever consider Miley Moo, did you ever consider running a boot camp for DSA and system design? Yeah, I think that's basically what I'm doing now, is running a boot camp. I need to charge my computer. And my camera's about to die, so that's even more fun. Well, we only got like a little bit of time on this camera where it dies, but yeah, did you ever consider running a bootcamp for DSA systems? Yeah, I'm basically doing that right now, honestly, and just working probably for about $10 an hour to get people jobs. Yeah, just focusing basically entirely to get them a job. And I think it's going to be the business. I think that's going to be the business.